YouTube's algorithm is a powerful and mysterious force that determines what videos are suggested to users on the platform. The algorithm is based on various factors, such as watch history, user preferences, and engagement metrics. But how does this algorithm affect the exposure of users to violent content about guns, especially when they watch gaming videos? According to a study by Mozilla Foundation, YouTube's algorithm often recommends videos that violate the platform's own policies on harmful and hateful content. The study used data from thousands of YouTube users who installed a browser extension that allowed them to report videos they regretted watching. The researchers found that 71% of the reported videos were actively recommended by YouTube's algorithm. Some of the videos that users regretted watching included COVID-19 conspiracy theories, political misinformation, sexualized cartoons, and white supremacist propaganda. Many of these videos also featured violent content about guns, such as shooting demonstrations, gun reviews, and gun-related accidents. These videos can be disturbing and harmful for viewers, especially for children and teens who may be impressionable or curious. One of the reasons why YouTube's algorithm may recommend such videos is because it tries to maximize watch time and user engagement. This means that the algorithm may favor sensational, controversial, or extreme content that can capture attention and generate clicks. The algorithm may also create feedback loops that reinforce user preferences and biases, leading them to more and more radical or violent content. Another reason why YouTube's algorithm may recommend violent content about guns is because it may not be able to distinguish between different types of gaming videos. Gaming videos are very popular on YouTube, and they can range from educational to entertaining to violent. Some gaming videos may feature realistic simulations of war, crime, or violence, while others may be more cartoonish or humorous. The algorithm may not be able to tell the difference between these genres, and may suggest videos that are inappropriate or irrelevant for the user's interests. For example, a user who watches a gaming video about Minecraft may be recommended a video about how to make a homemade gun or a video about a mass shooting. A user who watches a gaming video about Call of Duty may be recommended a video about gun rights activism or a video about gun violence in real life. These recommendations may expose users to violent content about guns that they did not intend to watch or that they may find upsetting or harmful. YouTube's algorithm has a huge influence on what people watch on the platform, and what they learn about the world. The algorithm can be a source of entertainment, education, and inspiration, but it can also be a source of misinformation, violence, and hate. YouTube has a responsibility to ensure that its algorithm does not recommend videos that violate its own policies or that harm its users. YouTube also has a responsibility to provide users with more transparency and control over their recommendations, and to allow them to report or avoid videos they regret watching. In this section, we will explore how some gaming videos contain graphic scenes of shooting, killing, or glorifying guns, and how this can affect the mental health and behavior of young viewers. You might think that gaming videos are harmless entertainment for children who enjoy playing video games. But did you know that YouTube's recommendation algorithm can steer children towards videos of guns and school shootings, even if they only watch gaming videos? According to a new report by the Tech Transparency Project, TTP, a non-profit organization that investigates the influence of technology companies, YouTube's algorithm pushes content related to weapons, shootings and murderers to accounts identified as those of boys aged 9 and 14. Researchers created 4 fake user accounts and used them to watch exclusively gaming-related videos, such as Roblox, LEGO Star Wars, Grand Theft Auto, Halo and Red Dead Redemption. They then logged and analyzed the videos that YouTube's algorithm recommended to them. They found that YouTube recommended videos that showed school shootings and other mass shootings, graphic images of how much damage guns can inflict on a human body, how-to guides for converting a handgun to a fully automatic weapon, and even an R-rated movie about the young life of serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. And the more they watched these recommended videos, the more YouTube pushed similar content to them. This is alarming because exposure to gun violence in media can have negative effects on children's psychological well-being and behavior. According to a study by researchers at Ohio State University, children who either played or watched a video game that included gun violence were more likely afterward to handle a gun and pull the trigger, compared to children who played or watched a non-violent video game. The study involved more than 200 children who were randomly assigned to play or watch different types of video games. Afterward, they were placed in a room with a real but unloaded gun that was hidden in a drawer. The researchers observed how the children interacted with the gun through a one-way mirror. The study found that among the 76 children who played video games that included guns, 61.8% handled the weapon, as compared to 56.8% of the 74 who played a game including sword violence and 44.3% of the 70 who played a non-violent game. Children who played violent video games were also more likely to pull the trigger, researchers found. The researchers concluded that exposure to gun violence in video games can increase children's interest in guns and potentially make them more aggressive. They also warned that children may not be able to distinguish between real and fake guns, especially if they are exposed to realistic-looking firearms in media. So what can we do to protect our children from being exposed to harmful content on YouTube? One option is to use YouTube Kids, a separate app that is designed for children under 13 and features parental controls and curated content. However, YouTube Kids is not perfect either. In 2021, YouTube was fined $170 million by the Federal Trade Commission for violating children's privacy laws by collecting data from YouTube Kids users without parental consent. And some parents have reported finding inappropriate videos on YouTube Kids, such as cartoons featuring violence, drugs and sexual themes. Another option is to monitor what your children watch on YouTube and set limits on their screen time. You can also use tools like restricted mode or safe search to filter out potentially harmful content. And most importantly, you can talk to your children about what they watch and help them develop critical thinking skills and media literacy. Remember, gaming videos can be fun and educational for children, but they can also expose them to violent content about guns that can affect their mental health and behavior. As parents, we have a responsibility to ensure that our children are safe online and offline. Here is a possible script for the section you requested: how parents and guardians can monitor and limit their children's YouTube usage, and how they can educate them about the dangers and consequences of gun violence. YouTube is a popular platform for entertainment, education, and creativity, but it also exposes children to violent content about guns while they watch gaming videos. As parents and guardians, you may wonder how you can protect your children from such harmful influences and help them develop a healthy and responsible attitude towards guns and violence. In this section, we will share some tips and resources on how to monitor and limit your children's YouTube usage, and how to educate them about the dangers and consequences of gun violence. First, let's talk about how to monitor and limit your children's YouTube usage. YouTube offers some parental controls and settings that you can use to filter out inappropriate content, set time limits, block or share videos, review watch history, disable autoplay, pause search history, and more. You can access these settings through YouTube Kids, YouTube, or Family Link apps. You can also create a Google account for your child with Family Link, which allows you to supervise their YouTube experience and grant them access to YouTube Kids or a supervised YouTube experience. You can also use third-party apps or software that can help you monitor and manage your children's online activity, such as Custodio or NetNanny. Second, let's talk about how to educate your children about the dangers and consequences of gun violence. Gun violence is a serious and complex issue that affects many people in our society. It is important to talk with your children about gun violence in a developmentally appropriate way, depending on their age, maturity level, and exposure to the topic. Here are some general guidelines on how to talk with your children about gun violence. Control your own anxiety. Your children will sense your emotions and may feel more scared or anxious if you are. Try to calm yourself down before talking with them and use self-care measures to cope with your own feelings. Ask what they know and what worries them. Start by finding out what they have heard or seen about gun violence, either in the news or in their own environment. Correct any misinformation they may have and address their specific concerns or fears. Reassure them of their safety. Tell them that gun violence is not very common and that you live in a safe place. Remind them of the people who are there to protect them, such as family members, teachers, police officers, etc. Avoid making unrealistic promises or guarantees that nothing bad will ever happen to them or anyone they love. Explain the rules for gun safety. Tell them that guns are not toys and that they should never touch a gun by themselves or play with one. Tell them that only adults who are trained and responsible can use guns safely. Tell them what to do if they ever see a gun or someone with a gun: stop, don't touch, run away, tell a grown-up. Help them cope with their emotions. Validate their feelings and let them know that it is normal to feel sad, angry, scared, or confused about gun violence. Encourage them to express their emotions in healthy ways, such as talking, writing, drawing, playing, etc. Provide comfort and support through hugs, kisses, cuddles, etc. Teach them positive values and behaviors. Help them develop empathy, respect, kindness, and compassion for others who are different from them or who are suffering from violence. Teach them how to resolve conflicts peacefully without using violence or aggression. Teach them how to seek help from trusted adults when they need it or when they see someone else who needs it. Limit their exposure to violent media. Monitor their YouTube usage and other media consumption and set limits on the amount and type of content they can watch. Avoid exposing them to graphic or sensationalized images or videos of gun violence that may traumatize or desensitize them. Choose age-appropriate and educational media that can help them learn about gun violence prevention and social justice issues. Educate yourself and get involved. Learn more about the causes and effects of gun violence in our society and what you can do to prevent it. Join or support organizations that advocate for gun safety laws, mental health services, community programs, etc. Participate in events or activities that promote peace and non-violence in your neighborhood or school. We hope these tips and resources will help you monitor and limit your children's YouTube usage and educate them about the dangers and consequences of gun violence. Remember that you are not alone in this challenge and that you can always seek professional help if you or your children are struggling with this issue.